And I started thinking to myself, one of these things is not like the others. One of these things just isn't the same. I got to looking at some very, very interesting things with this rock. Alright, first of all, the way that it broke, if you look here, got a nubbin here, a nubbin here, a nubbin here, nubbin here. They're at even intervals. This one is off by a little bit. There appears to be a little bit more broken off here in between than in these other places. You can tell that it's dark here, but lighter where it's broken off. Now, is that where it's broken off because of the iron oxide in the rock? Well, it doesn't wipe off. So, over here, that kind of has a skin-like texture to it, kind of from the underside. But there appears to be a different kind of marking here that's at pretty even intervals. Possibly feathers. I don't know. Thing is, I'm not rightly sure what it is that I'm looking at. Now, if it is feathers, that shape there, this looks like part of a socket, possibly an arm bone. Now, I get that it's broken off here, and you can tell by the coloration it's a fresh break, and it goes right up to this, so we don't know what might have been lost in here. We do know that this coloration and the rock inside is different than on either side of it. Now over here at the top of it, like this here looks like possibly the exterior, maybe a caustics, or I don't know, it could be I don't know what it would be. But if you've seen older bones, bones that have been on top of the earth for a bit and undisturbed, you know how they crack. And it kind of looks like a petrified wood type of crack. And you can see here that that's what we got going on. That's at the top of this covered caustics looking region. It's right here. Now also it kind of looks like a warped face, just because of the shadowing at this time of day, and this little part that indents a little bit. There's a mouth with some weird lips, eyes, nose, I don't know. But this is at a park, which is really cool. The fact that it's a stone that has a bunch of different types of breaks in it. And then also you get to see little micro portions like the part in the center right there. What's that? That's a different texture than all the rest of it too. Same thing right there. It's a different type of texture than the rest of it. Right here, this fresh break, that's what the rest of it is made out of. Looks like there's a bug that crawled up all up in there. We can also see right here, there's some more of that discoloration. Almost as if there was something there. And now it's all been filled in and turned into rock. Now some of that might be topside and superficial. You can see here that part that's softer, that the spider's put his web in. If you look at the coloration around it, it's a little bit more white than the rest of it. And that denotes to me possible calcification. And if we get up real close to it, if it'll focus, you can see that it's actually pretty thick. I'm trying to get it to focus on the edge right there. Let me touch it with a stick. Let me see what it's at. All right, you see that part right there? That white fleck, you see how thick that is? And then you can see down here, there's a part of the rock that's broken out a little bit, and it's got a little rounded piece there as well. Now, if we touch that with a stick, that's a hard piece. Now, we can also see here the difference between discoloration from scraping. There and here. We can tell the difference between that and this stuff right here. This part right here, you can definitely tell the difference in the density and the coloration and the redness around it. But got also other pieces like this one right here, where it's got the thickness of what looks like calcification, and a few other places. I don't know. This is a very peculiar looking rock to me, just because it has so much going on. It's a very loud rock. But you look, it's got quite a bit of differences to it, but one of these things is not like the others. One of these things just isn't the same. At least they made them so they kind of sort of line up on this side. But on this side, or from right here, you can see how much different that rock is from everything around it. I hope this is getting a higher quality than my videos usually get, because this is just a spectacular looking rock. I don't know, this almost looks like a volcanic formation. This rock here looks like it's something volcanic formed over something else. But what that something else or multiple something else's are, I have no clue. That is really cool though, isn't it? You can see here, there's the outline of what looks to be iron ferrite right along there. And then you see at even intervals, these two things. I don't know what they are, but they got some dirt in them. And the shape to it seems to be an even width, and from the end of the iron ferrite looking stuff to these is a pretty even distance. And from the top here, it looks like, other than the fact this has an extra coating on it, that if we took this piece back and peeled back that coating, it might go back in the same even interval as this on the side here. I don't know, because like if it's a fat animal, like say this is just a tiny portion of an ancient hippopotamus or something that's just has got a lot of neck fat on it, God, that would make me feel rude. I don't know, it's peculiar, because if this is a volcanic formation, this makes sense. The fact that it's pretty equilateral from here to here and equal from here to here, and also the distances from here to here and here to here. I mean, it's just a really cool rock to me, I guess. Another chunk of the calcification, you can see the thickness. I know it kind of looks like it's got a texturing there of like maybe the inside of bone with bone marrow, but that's actually dirt that's inside of it. But it is really cool that they're There's a rock like this here in the park. Anyway, I don't know what it is or what it could be. I'm about to sneeze. It might just be a cool formation of stuff that filtered through the rock as it cooled. I don't know. It might be the amount of time that it took for different parts to cool. It might have actually petrified a piece of wood within it. That might be a layer of mud on top of it. Who knows? This part here does look like a different texture than the rest of it too, though. From this side, it looks like it's kind of the same texture as over here on this side. Oh, that looks completely different over here. It's got some harder stuff with some softer stuff in between. And then over here we can see discolorations within it. We can see kind of the iron ferrite outline looking thing here. Alright, cool rock. I'm done. Gotta go make sure that I let that one lady know that I'm okay. And I really need someone to help me to organize this. Like, that's the thing about me being overwhelmed when I have to talk to anybody. If someone's able to make the call with me, it makes it easier. Now that Amy Williams lady, she might have had something going on that I don't know about and she needs to take care of, and it was an emergency. Maybe something happened to her phone, I don't know. I did want to try to fill her in and send her some stuff. I could probably try to find the library and possibly spend some time there this weekend. I do need to try to find some money for food. Well, I've got food in the car, so I might actually use that money to get coffee at Starbucks so I could use the internet. There are a lot of really cool rocks here. Some of them look like sections of tusk. Some of them look just like the bark that's on the trees that are in the park here. Anyway, always trying to look at the bright side, get out in nature, and get away from people because you're horrible. But then you don't want anybody who is broke to be out there. You don't want them in your parking lots. Parking lots that you go out to the forest, they want you to pay a crap ton of money for what they call free camping. It's not free. $30 a night, you call that free? If I get Randolph and have to keep on moving to different places, or just keep on moving around, which eats up all of my gas, how am I supposed to jump through all of their hoops? Meanwhile, the police, they knew that I was trying to turn them in, and each individual one we should take a look at. They knew what they were doing was wrong, and they did it anyway. They knew I was an at-risk adult, and they showed why. All they had to do was call me mentally ill, pretend like I was schizophrenic, and everybody fucking buys it. Because I had to go in by myself to these places. Now, when people did actually do something, they still needed to speak up. Some people did try doing something, but then they're expecting me to do all the speaking. I'm like, I need your help. I need you to speak up about what you know. If I went to you for help, I need you to admit that I went to you for help. That's not a difficult thing to do. If you've got reasons that you couldn't at the time, and you guys have given me all sorts of reasons, there should be no problems with telling those reasons if that's true. Now, if it's personal business, it's okay for you to say it's personal business. A lot of these folks who offered to help, they got their own shit going on. They should not have offered to help. But the ones who already knew something, they still needed to come forward. Even if you got kids, you still need to come forward. And you didn't get that. You didn't want to get that. You didn't want to understand it. On the bright side, at least I can find cool rocks. Also, I was able to help at least Mr. Tom out. He was able to get a storage unit. He doesn't have much to put in there. He wants to go back and get some more of his stuff, but he's afraid of you-know-who. Good golly, Miss Miley. I conserve most of my talking for on the interwebs because I really don't often have people to talk to in real life and have an actual conversation with. Also, it don't take but a little bit of help usually. Now, when you allow something to continue and go on, it turns into goes from a little scratch to a festering sore if you don't take care of it. When you realize there's a major problem, that's probably quite a bit later than you should have tried something because you got plenty of signs. I know a guy who got a really bad pustule on his arm. It was nasty and it was all discolored. Now, actually, I've known a couple of people with them. The worst one was the guy in California from, well, you know what that's from. It's from using dirty, as you know what. But the other one, it started off as like a little scratch on his arm. Got it working. It was just I don't know, I want to say like a piece of copper or something like that. A piece of copper wire maybe, or the jacket on a copper wire or something. But he got the infection, and then as soon as he got the infection, first he got the scrape, and the scrape started turning kind of red. It kept on oozing out like this yellow crystalline substance, and it was, he'd wake up in the morning and there'd be all these little yellow crystals stuck to his arm. He's like, what the hell? And they're always stuck to the little scab thingy, so he'd flake them off. And when he'd flake them off, it just wasn't what he should have been doing. It's already showing signs that it's infected enough you need to do something. So then, he's like, oh, it's no big thing. It's a little scratch. It's only like, it was maybe a quarter of an inch long, half an inch long at most. And of course, all said and done, he ended up having to go to the hospital and have it drained. And his was different from mine. They had, when I had the thing on my booty drained, it was different. They used a piece of rubber and they poked a hole in either side of the abscess to drain it, and then they put the piece of rubber through and tied it to itself, and that way it kept the hole open so that it would continue to drain, and it would also heal on the inside, and that would prevent it from wanting to get an infection again, and it's worked pretty good. But this was on his arm, and it was a lot different. Now, that's a metaphor, yeah, sort of. That infection can kill you. I've literally had infections in the last 6 years that could have killed me because of stupidity of others. Because people wanting to retaliate because I told on them. All of my paperwork from when I was in prison shows exactly that. And their cameras show exactly that. The problem is getting someone to look at it. Those people were horrible. You have what's called patients' rights, but they violate your patients' rights. Nobody cares. Every step of the process while I was going through the prisons, Megan Misigatis should have been involved. Every step of the courts, Megan Misigatis should have been involved. Because once she was involved, she absolutely was involved, and she needed to speak up about that and show it to begin with. There's a lot of evidence I got to show, but I think the most important right now is to post up the evidence for Megan Misigatis that I spoke with her about being blackmailed into making an illegal firearm. That's going to take a while. I've got, I want to say, I don't know, 2,000 to 3,000 hours worth of videos to go through, or sound recordings to go through. One of my computers full of evidence, it's gone. I had destroyed all the evidence on it. Now, I haven't messed with it since then, because here's the thing. I was told that you can sometimes salvage the information off of there. As long as you don't mess with it, they can still salvage it off the hard drive. So I'm not messing with it. Look.
How are you?
Oh, I'm still breathing, thank goodness.
You want a sandwich?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
I love food.
Yeah, hey, get one.
All right, so I guess my video log for the day and my positivity for the day is this sandwich, of course, this park where I can take a rest. I'm thankful that we were able to get Tom safe. I'm thankful that he was able to get himself a storage unit. I'm thankful that I got some gas in my vehicle, and that I got to have coffee this morning, and that I got to have breakfast this morning. I'm thankful that I can still walk. Now, there's a lot of stuff that I am thankful for every single day. And I don't forget about the things to be thankful for. There's a lot of times where trying to help somebody out may not result in what you're expecting. And there are times when you need to listen to the person who's going through it. Now, some stranger walking up to me and handing me a sandwich, you know, when I complain about people giving me a sandwich, it's not a situation like this. It's a situation where somebody says, hey, if you travel thousands of miles to get here, I'll help you. I'll help you go through the stuff on the computer. I'll help you go through the paper evidence. And after that thousands of miles of travel, they want to say, oh, I fed you. Well, thank you for feeding me. Did I not contribute as well? Now, there's a lot of folks that, knowing that I didn't have my disability money and that I was going to need help getting that back, people who had said that they would help me get that back. And when I was there in person where they could have helped me get that back, they were too busy getting drunk and arguing with people. A lot of people wanted to do drugs. All right. So I love lettuce. The problem is I cannot eat lettuce because I have no teeth, and it's an odd thing to explain. But I'm absolutely gonna eat the flesh and the tomato. I like food. I don't have any teeth, so a lot of this stuff I gotta pick apart with my fingers so I don't choke to death on it. These I can't eat either, but I can eat these, and I can't eat these. Now, if I don't put too much lettuce on it, I can tear off a piece of the sandwich with lettuce. Back to saving lives. Maybe. Good to be with you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and no victim left behind.